Hi guys, I'm here in the woods with my dog, Luna, who we've totally doped up on a treat because she wants to chase squirrels, and I want to use her for this video because look at my cute dog. So we're going to make a short video about some techniques that you can use if you have a tension headache. These little things I'm going to show you are not necessarily going to be helpful if you have a headache due to hormone imbalance or an allergy or sickness or something like that. This is mostly related to if you have tension headaches, stress in your shoulders, your neck, that kind of thing, which I kind of have today, so I thought it'd be a good time to do that. As well as one of those tension relieving things is also a sweet, sweet, sweet puppers. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first technique is something that I use to elongate the muscles along the back of my neck. So a lot of times what happens for me is because when I work on a computer a lot, I'm throwing my head forward, and so these muscles get really tight and pretty sore. So this technique is something that I use to help use the weight of my head to help pull the muscles down and elongate them and relax them. The main thing to know about this technique is that you want to put yourself in a position where your head isn't touching something. So the weight of the head is skimming the ground. So you could do this over a bed if you wanted to just drape your head over a bed. What I'm going to show you is with a block, simply because if I put that block on my breastbone, that helps also soften a lot of the muscles around the chest, and sometimes that helps me release my headaches. So what I do is I open my knees as if I was going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. And then I take the block, and I'm going to bring the block onto my breastbone, and then I'll come into a child's pose, and I'll hang there for anywhere from about 2 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on how long we have. So here I go. So I put the block down, and I put my arms down, and then I just relax my head. And you'll notice that as I come up, I roll up pretty slowly. Now, just in the interest of time, because you guys don't want to see me in child's pose with my head down for 5 minutes, I just came up. But I would stay longer. I would normally stay for about 2 minutes, again, anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer if I could, if I had the time. And again, if you don't have a block, you can do this over your bed. Let your head hang over the edge of the bed. Just whatever it is you do, make sure that the head is skimming off the ground so that the weight of your head can pull and elongate the muscles along the sides of your neck. That's all. A block set up, and this is doing the reverse. So before we worked on the neck, and now we're going to work on the chest and the shoulders. So the setup is 2 blocks in front, and then one on its flattest, and then one on its tallest. Also, I will say that if these blocks are too high and you want to move them down a notch, you would take one block away and you would move this one that's going to go under your shoulders so that it's this way, not this way up your spine. That's a little intense. You want it to go this way, and then you would turn this block down a notch, or you could take it and stack these 2 blocks where your head goes like that. So you can reduce the degree to which you have that opening in the chest. So I'm going to do the higher version. So what I do is, after I get this set up, I turn around and I come back. And you can keep your feet on the floor. You don't have to do anything with your legs, but I'm going to come back and put my shoulder blades on those blocks. So 1 block on each blade, and then I put my head back on this other one, and I might need to adjust it a little bit depending on where I am. And now my feet can stay just like this on the floor. I don't have to do anything different with my feet. I can extend them if I like, or I could even come into Baddha Konasana. But the next thing I'm going to do is hold on opposite hand to opposite elbow. And I want to think about using this length from the side chest and my waist rather than just shrugging my shoulders up around my ears to release. So I can do this option here. If that feels too intense, I can also bring my hands down. So I don't want to come out of this, but I need to because I don't want you guys to have to watch me staring at clouds forever, even though I'd like to. But to come out, what I need to do is take my hands back behind my head. I'm going to draw my chin to my chest, and then bring my hands down at my sides and push and feed with my chest to come up, and then I bring my head to neutral, and then bring my feet up. Okay, so this last technique I'm going to show you is a supported bridge pose. You guys have probably done this 1,000 times. There's just a few little tweaks that I do to help my headaches. Okay, so traditional bridge pose. I'm going to come down onto my back, bring my heels as close to my butt as possible, lift my hips up and take that block again underneath my sacrum, not on my lower back. Shoulders, very classic experience here. Normal, normal, normal. Now, the main thing I want to think about doing is pressing gently the back of my head and the two sides of my shoulders, so this point and this point, down to the ground. So I press those 2 points down and the back of my head down, and I usually hold that for like a count of 5. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll release that, and you see my shoulders relaxed a little, my head relaxed a little, and I'll breathe. And I'll do that several times. And if I want to go on, then I can extend one leg at a time out in front of me. And you'll see my left foot always wants to curve this way. I broke that foot, so it tends to want to rotate. So I'm going to take a lot of effort and bring both feet straight up. I might take my hands to the sides of my mat and pull the mat down just to snuggle my shoulders. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll gently press the back of my head for a count of 5, 3, 4, 5. And then to exhale and come out, I bring my feet back in, lift my butt up, move the block out of the way, roll down, and then I'm going to bring my feet mat width apart and let my knees knock together and rest. You can do this option. There are other things you can always do. You can bring your knees into your chest like so. You can always bring one knee in at a time. And then rest. When I come out of this, just because I like the extra roll in my spine, I like to rock and roll a few times. But you can always, if that's too much, roll over onto your side and press yourself to come up. No headache. Just kidding. But it might help.